Today's question is, how can I be more accepting of my husband's untidiness? I have to say this is a really interesting question, and I think that there's actually an answer in the way you've asked it as well, which is really powerful in that you haven't asked, how do I get my husband to be tidy? You focus the question in on you, which is really powerful, because if you want to shift the way that you feel about a situation, that comes down to how you feel about it, and that comes down to your mindset. So it sounds like you're already of a mindset where you want to be accepting, because you understand that if you can be relaxed about this, then ultimately that's going to leave you feeling better. It may or may not change the situation, but sometimes what we need to focus on is how we respond to other people's behaviours. So a great life skill to be aware of is that there is this thing called the circle of control, and there are certain things in life that are within your control, and there are a whole lot of things in life that are outside your circle of control. You know, things like the weather, taxes, the price of petrol, the list goes on. And other people's actions are in that outside of your control zone. There's kind of a nuance around the edge of the circle of control, which is things you can influence, and other people's behavior is definitely something that you can influence. A little comment on that is that one of the best ways to influence others is not to go and say, hey, can you tidy up your stuff? But actually to catch people doing things right and give them immediate praise. So let's say your husband actually tidies away some of these things, whatever the things are, actually to catch that behavior. And even if not everything is tidied, to just thank and praise him for that. So that can be helpful if you are wanting to look at shifting behavior. The other thing is potentially to sit down, if this is something that is really stressing you out, that is just playing on your mind all the time, that this is something that you do need to address, potentially looking at having a courageous conversation around that and being able to really calmly, respectfully share how you feel, how the situation is making you feel, what you would like to see, asking what the barriers might be, and seeing perhaps whether you can get a change. Again, you may decide that you're actually okay with the mess. Ultimately, you just want to feel more relaxed about it. So again, I love this question. How can you be more accepting of it? Number one, choose to be more accepting of it. There's a brilliant book by Mel Robbins called The Let Them Theory, which is all about, rather than getting all bound up and stressed and worried about other people's behavior and other people's actions, choosing to take the attitude, I'm just going to let them. I'm just going to let them do it their way. She shares the story of, talking about her children and decisions that they were making, and her trying to be controlling and organise things for them, and realising actually, I'm just going to let them do it. So you might decide to have that let them philosophy or mindset around this, or perhaps you'll take on some of those other ideas around remembering that you can't change others, but you can influence people. And often the best way is to praise towards what you want to see more of, catch them doing things right, rather than saying, hey, can you do this, and be a nagging, annoying person. And also, just if this is something that is reaching being a critical challenge in your life, consider having a courageous conversation about it. But looping back to where you started, if you want to be more accepting of it, make the decision to be more accepting of it, choose to let it go, and perhaps if there is mess in one area, perhaps move yourself to another area where there is less mess. Spend your time and energy there. Focus your time and energy on things that lift you up, and focus on things that you are grateful for.